It's another gorgeous evening in California, and my house is all set up for Christmas. It's always fun to decorate and get the season rolling with a beautiful Christmas tree. And it's never the same without rose cookies. It's called rosettes in America, but in India we call it rose cookies or Achappam. And today I'm going to teach you how to make a beautiful Achappam at home. I have my coffee ready to sip, and I pulled out my recipe cards from ages ago that I use year after year. And today we're going to see how to make rose cookies or rosettes at home. And some of these molds are traditional patterns and some are not. Traditionally in India we use these. Okay, these are what we find, and now they've upgraded to non-stick versions. I have two of them. These are non-stick and make beautiful rosettes. But since it's Christmas time, I was thinking of a snowflake design. Here in California, it is warm, it doesn't snow, but I thought let's do a snowflake design. And these are my go-to ones. This is my standard flower one, and then I use a butterfly if it's a birthday or some special occasion. So you have different molds to make from, and you can make it throughout the year, not just necessarily during Christmas. And in India people do it for Diwali as well, down south. And these are some to make tarts. You can make a mold like a tart and fill it up. And I had a few others. There is one heart version for Valentine's. You can make an Achappam with that, and also another one which you can make a tart with. These I barely use, but this one for Valentine's, and then the rest for the rest of the year. But traditionally this is the standard one, but I'm bored and I like to try different stuff and different molds just to kick it up a notch and make cooking interesting for me. Okay, so let's get started. The basic ingredients that we have is 3 cups of all-purpose flour, and I have sugar. I will use about 3/4 to a cup of it, and vanilla essence, cardamom powder, those are your flavoring ingredients, and 1 egg, and 1 cup of coconut milk or 2 cups. It depends on how strong you want the flavor, and always a pinch of salt. Okay, and I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of rice flour because it will crunch it up a bit. For years I've made my rosettes with all-purpose flour, but I've seen multiple people use rice flour in India, and it is a little more crunchier than what I like, and it does hurt the gums in the long term. And if you have elderly at home, it is really tricky to give them that. It can hurt your mouth, believe me. So all-purpose flour gives you a little more less crunchier one, but very tasty. Nothing compromising with the taste. So we will get started. So I have a mixing bowl, but I'm going to toss all the wet ingredients first and then throw in the dry ingredients so everything gets mixed well. If you have a stand mixer, well and good, go ahead, use it. If you have a hand mixer, use it, but I am a hand person. I will use my hand whisk. Okay, a regular whisk, nothing fancy. And the batter should be as thin as crepe batter, and you have to have oil going. Put some oil in a nice pan up to this mark, and let it heat through while you are whisking your batter. And I have everything set. This is the slotted spoon I'm going to use, and this is where I will pick it up and drain the oil within the pan and then transfer it to my cooling rack. Always cool it, and then since it's a crunchy element dish, you need to store it in an airtight container. So let's get started with mixing our ingredients. Okay, and I will put everything in the description box. Please like, share and subscribe, and let me toss it all together for you. So in this bowl I have my coconut milk, my okay, I got distracted because my dog was starting to bark. Okay, so we have coconut milk, 1 egg, 1 cup of sugar, quarter cup to half a teaspoon of cardamom powder, 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. So I'm going to whisk all this with a pinch of salt and let it all combine well. I actually have the reserved coconut milk. In case I need some extra liquid, I'm going to add this. And let's get mixing in our dry ingredients. I'll use 3 level scoops of all-purpose flour and my quarter cup of rice flour to bring out the crunchiness. And in the meanwhile, I have my oil going. I poured in my oil. I put in my rosette mold in the oil to heat through. And I love these rosette makers because it comes with a nice wooden handle. Of course, always heat your molds because that's what is going to grip the batter and deep fry. And this kind of seasons the molds. Never put a cold mold with the batter won't stick, period. So always heat up your mold. And let's get whisking our dry ingredients with the wet. So the batter definitely needed more moisture, so I added half a cup of liquid again. And for your bowl not to move, add a towel at the bottom so it has a nice grip on. Traditionally, people will add white or black sesame seeds to this. But I don't, because it kind of gets disintegrated into the oil. It just doesn't stick well. So sometimes I try. If it's not good, I don't. So you can add them if you want to. Just make this into a nice smooth batter. And it's definitely easier with a hand blender. But you could go with whatever you want. Okay. So this is easier for me, so I can control the liquids and see how the consistency is. See how it is? Kind of a crepe batter or a dosa batter. Okay, don't make it too thin or too thick. It won't work. So my rosette batter is ready, and I have cleaned up everything. I put away all the other stuff, and we have the oil good to go. I'm going to do a batter test, see how it works, see how quickly it came up. So definitely check the temperature of your oil. It should come up right away. That means it's the right temperature. And your mold has to be hot enough to grab the batter. Otherwise, it won't stick. And then also it won't release. If the oil is not hot enough, it won't release into the oil as well. So both ways, keep checking the temperature of the oil and adjusting as you go to have a smooth cooking session. So now let's get cooking or frying up these rosettes. Always make sure your rosettes settle or be set in a flat surface, never in a circle bowl or anything. A flat surface so it will hold its shape. And also, since it takes time to make these, make sure you recruit some people from your home or your neighbors or some friends to come and help you, because each one is made individually. And definitely a great time of bonding to grab some people to help you with this. And it's so delicious that you'll always have a great treat, not only to share with your friends and family, but yourself as well. So let's get started with our batter. So my rosette making batter is ready. My oil is ready. My molds are all right and seasoned. I did try a few samples. It came out good. It's pretty nice and crunchy. I don't know. Can you hear that? Okay. So we're going to try making one at a time. And make sure not to dunk all the way down. It's going to be trouble. Just enough to grab the batter. And once it's in the oil, the temperature has to be just right. Otherwise it won't fall through. So shake it up a little bit and it should come through. Okay, and don't leave it out. Put it back in the oil while you grab the next one. Okay, it needs to reheat again. So the next flour one, same thing. Don't go all the way down, just enough to, oh, this was easy, right? The star one took some time. Not the star, the snowflake took some time. Anyway, so same thing, repeat till all the batter is done, but make sure not to dunk too deep, and give it a slight shake, so it'll loosen up. There you go. And wait for it to get a nice color on it. Like this is ready to flip. So flip it. You can have a wooden skewer if you want, and that helps as well. And this is almost ready to come out. I'm going to flip this. It's very simple and easy yet tasty, and my home is never without rosette during Christmas time. My kids' favorite and mine as well. And it's a great time of the year to exchange gifts and cookies, and this would be a great treat in your cookie exchange party. I've done it multiple years and it's always a hit. And sometimes people lessen a little bit sugar in the batter and sprinkle on the top. And I've seen multiple nationalities make these. In America they use a batter with beer, which was very shocking, but yeah, they do. And the Hispanics, the Mexicans, also make a beautiful version of this. They sprinkle it with some powdered sugar, which is so yummy. But this is an Indian recipe, Indian version, and you can try with rice flour as well, but it gets extra crunchy, so I prefer the all-purpose version. So please do try this Christmas and share with your friends and family, and of course like, share and subscribe this video if you like it. And if you have any questions, let me know. Okay, and you all have a wonderful Merry Christmas and holidays. Bye.